Welcome to Benjamin's Dream and the Dreamers Podcast. Hey everyone, we're back. This is podcast number 18 of Benjamin's Dream and the Dreamers. So far throughout our short existence, we're 2 downloads away from being 400 downloads all time. Last time we did a podcast on our Facebook page at Benjamin's Dream, I set a goal for December at 100 downloads. We're at 57 right now, so we're only at 43 more to go. So if you could tell a friend to tell a friend and tell a sports fan to tell a sports fan, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to call Giles and see what he's up to.
Hello?
Hey man, what's up?
What's going on?
Oh, not too much. Okay, so I know you're in our league. You played Travis. And I think I knew at times I would check in on it because I was only in playing for this week I'm playing for 5th, but last week I was playing 2 play for 5th. So I would kind of look in it once in a while. It was close at certain times, correct?
I had to play catch up last week. I was down by 20, about 19, 20 points. I had to play catch up going into this week.
I heard a lot of people, did Alvin Kamara, is that what really hurt you, or was it something else? Because I thought he played okay. It's Monday night in terms of fantasy.
I had actually won week 15. It was the week prior, I think. His team was just on fire. He had Ben who gave him I think almost 20. Barkley did 25, but his defense that week, I believe he had Chicago against the Rams, got a 19.
Okay. Let me see. I can go to it real quick. So in week 14, you're talking about week 15, correct?
I'm talking about the week prior. That's why I had to play catch up this week, because his team prior to that was just, they were outplaying my team. Outplaying my team.
Right, yeah. His defense actually wasn't one of the biggest. Barkley got 25, like you said. Ben got 19. Philip Lindsay got 11. Devontae Adams got 14. Adam Thielen only had 8. 7.8. And then his kicker did get him 13 points. And then I think Brandon Cooks obviously didn't perform for you, only gained 2 points. And then your defense only got 1 point. I think that was the week everyone lost in front of the Steelers. It was the week we lost to the Raiders, unfortunately.
I mean, I was surprised again, with Chicago's defense against the Rams, I was honestly really surprised that they played that well.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. You can't win them all.
Right, yeah. You won last year, correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah. I remember I was pissed because Drew's team last year, I don't think was great or something. I don't know why, but he traded AB, and, you had the best record. I'm like, what the f***?
Yeah.
But, and then week 15, the Gus Edwards, the Baltimore running back, he did pretty well for Travis. He got 16.4, but like you said, you did win week 15, but week 14 he had too much of a lead.
Yeah, it's hard to make up a little. Come from behind a lead like that, I figured. I mean, it came close Monday night, but just wasn't there.
So DJ beat me the first week. I had 92 points, 92.2, and he had 136.7. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm done. And then the next week, I had 133.7. He only had 84.9, and I won by 4 points. You never know. Each week, you just never know. Do you like the theory of having the 2-week playoffs?
I don't mind it. I mean, I know the one league I was in, 6 teams would get in the playoffs. The top 2 would get a bye, and then we'd play like that. But I don't mind this.
Right.
Actually, you're with week 16.
Week 16, yeah.
Now you're gonna have to look into into benches. You're gonna have to look at the free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Just because now teams are gonna start resting players.
I remember 2 years ago, so the year before you did the league, me and DJ played in the championship, and it was one of those 2-week playoff things. And I had to pick up 3, well, I didn't have to, but I chose to pick up 3 running backs, and it was a running back for Chicago. I can't think of his name. He's still on the team now, like Zenner or something. I picked up, I think, Brian McKinney. That's not the right name. There was some running back that played for the Vikings. He was a big free agent, went to the 49ers, but tore his ACL or something.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And then I picked up someone else for the Broncos, and they all had over 20+ points.
Let's see.
Because
that's where you're going to have to.
right,
Especially in the championship with the two that are left, they're going to have to dig deep if they want to win.
yeah. But I think the two teams that made it in, they're both solid, and they both have big contributors on certain teams. So I think it should be an interesting matchup to see where it goes.
Oh yeah.
So I'm assuming it was on TV based off the matchup, but it maybe wasn't. Was the Bears and Packers game on last week?
No, it was not on TV here. I believe they showed Tampa Bay, Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember watching that. It must have been on Fox. I mean, so what's the off season look like for you as a Packers fan? What are you looking forward to most, or hoping to look forward to most?
Well, first thing, I'm glad that Rodgers wants to play the rest of the games.
Mm-hmm.
I would figure they would have shut him down, but he wants to go out there and play. I like that a lot. I like to see some of these guys who have been on the bench. I like to see some of these guys, especially on defense, step up.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at their roster, there's a good bit of them that are on. Injuries just killed them this year. Their defensive front from the beginning of the season is not even starting. They're all injured.
Didn't you guys? Sorry, I apologize for interrupting. Didn't you? I feel like, where does Sheldon Richardson play? Does he play for you guys now?
No, I don't.
But you guys have the other guy. He used to play for the Jets. I can't think of his name. It's like Wilkinson.
Muhammad Wilkinson.
Yeah, didn't he get hurt?
He got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt
Okay.
early on. Yeah, he got hurt early on in the season. I mean, it happens.
Right. Yeah.
Injuries. But I mean, I think I'd like to see. I mean, I don't think Clay Matthews is going to be back next year.
That's what I was going to ask you. I didn't. If you thought Clay would be back.
I think he's going to be gone, and I think Randall Cobb's going to be gone. Those are your two biggest replacements you're going to have to find.
Do you think? So I feel like Clay Matthews would leave just because he'd want to cash in somewhere real quick, based off he's had a lot of success with the Packers, and maybe he could get a little bit more than he's worth somewhere else. But like with the Randall Cobb situation, I've had him in fantasy a few years. He's not very healthy, unfortunately. Do you think that's why they wouldn't maybe bring him back or give him a longer deal?
I think it's just the health. He just was injured a lot this year. I think it's just that. I think they just want to move on, start fresh, bring a new coach in.
No, I got you.
He'll want this coach, whoever it'll be, wants one of his players.
Right, I understand. So the week after McCarthy got fired, so the Falcons game, and then last week versus the Bears, did Jimmy Graham have any type of presence in either of the games?
Jimmy Graham really hasn't had type presence all year. I think he's already come out. I think he's already came out and said it.
Is he injured at all?
He's got that broken. Oh, jeez, when did he break that finger?
Okay.
Was it Thursday? I think it was that Thursday night game against Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
He had got hurt. I think he broke his finger, and he just was. He's just like I say, this whole year he's not been a contribute at all.
If I was him, obviously the situation is now, it should work, because, on paper, that should work every time. I just feel like I feel the way that the Saints used him was, the best way you could use Jimmy Graham. And then, unfortunately, when he went to Seattle, was traded there, they needed him to be more of a run blocker and more of, not a jump ball tight end type thing, and it didn't really work out. And then he got hurt, which is not anyone's fault. And then when he went to Green Bay, I'm like, oh, because I thought he was just going to dominate there for years, because Aaron Rodgers is unfortunately very, very good. And he's very, very talented, but it just hasn't seemed to be clicking for some reason.
Yeah, in Seattle, that's a run offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's why and he's just not that type of player. He's down the field 20, 30 yards.
Throw the ball 5 feet above everyone else, and he'll get it.
Exactly, he'll get it. But this year, I don't know. Maybe it was the offensive play calling. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. So Chase, one of the people in our league, did a bowl pick'em thing. You just Bowl Mania, Capital One Bowl Mania, whatever it's called. I don't know. Blah 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 blah. Did you do any of those this year?
Yeah, actually, I'm actually doing the Bowl Mania thing right now.
How are you doing so far?
I've only lost 2 games, but most of my games that I picked were a lot of them were in the 30-point range. Some of these meaningless bowl games. So but it's not too bad.
No, I got you. Let me try to find. I think I only picked one game incorrectly so far, which I'm not saying. And I'm ranked 29,000, but that doesn't mean shit. But
Now, did you pick them straight up, or did you go confidence picks? Now, I did confidence picks.
I just picked them based off. There was like a few matchups that I was like curious about based off, like let's say a team, I've noticed they in the past have won bowl games. A lot of times I didn't. If it comes down to something like that, I would look at the statistics, like 70% of people were picking this, but majority of the time I picked them based off if I saw any of them teams play throughout the season. When I saw them play, was it like a positive play? Was it a negative play? Blah blah blah. And then sometimes I'll just go with like, I don't know. I feel like so I don't know. I don't have a good one here to pick to talk about, but like, so to your question, I just went like I picked them based off gut feeling. But sometimes like I feel like, let me try to find one. I think Penn State was a hard one for me to pick. I'm pretty sure I went against Penn State based off that Saquon wasn't there, and I feel like they've been kind of stumbling, but maybe they could. Oh, it was Penn State versus Kentucky, and can't tell you who I picked because the game hasn't started yet. But that was a hard one for me to pick. But most of the time, I look at okay, well, I'll just give a shout out. I'll just be an idiot and tell one of my picks. But like, so the UFC Knights, even though their quarterback is hurt, but they came back and won that game versus Memphis to win Conference USA, and I feel like they'll be more hungry for some reason to beat LSU than LSU will be to beat them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I just go by what I've seen with teams this year. I really didn't look at stats. I was thinking of teams played this year. Like, I think my most confident pick I had was Stanford beating Pitt in the Sun Bowl.
My most confident pick was Ohio State killing Washington.
See, a lot of people picked that too. I put that down on one of my leaves because I think it'll be a.
You think it'll be close?
I think it'll be a close game.
See, I guess maybe Urban Meyer usually always has his teams prepared. Like, there's been games throughout the regular season that he's lost and things happen like that. But I feel like the controversy, he put himself in that situation. So I'm not defending him that way. But it seems like in the past, his players really love him. So I feel like since he's retiring, whatever you want to call this, I feel like they'll just come out and dominate. But I could be wrong.
I wouldn't even call it retirement. He's pulled this before down in Florida.
No, I got you.
All right.
Hey, same time next week.
Yep, same time.
Bye.
All right, bye.
So now we'll call Mike and see what he's up to. Hey, man, what's up?
Hey.
I guess you didn't want to play for 5th place bad enough.
Dude, man, I thought I was going to win because I was up the whole day until Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was up Sunday night at the end of the night, pretty sure. And then I got that, like, decent running back from, wait, did I play him or not, for the Chiefs? And he, like, went off, but then I didn't play. I think I played Samuels instead. I keep getting confused with this league and my other one, because they're a lot of the same players.
It's no big deal. Let me go find it here.
But I missed playing someone. I should have played the guy like 24 points. And I was really mad about that. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I thought I was going to catch up, but did you win? Who did you play the last 2 weeks?
So I played DJ, so I'll go to my matchup real quick. So the first week, I can't remember what he beat me. It was like I scored 92 points. He scored 139. So I'm like, this is over.
Damn.
I'm like, what's the point? Blah, 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 blah. I mean, I put players in so it'd be competitive, but I'm like, I'm not going to win.
You just think you're going to win.
I scored 133.7, and then I eventually beat it because he only scored 84, and then I beat him by 4 points. 4.2 points.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You have scored like a ton.
Oh, so let me look at Week 15. So Week 15, I picked up Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Bills, because he's been having over 100 yards rushing. He's got me over 100 yards rushing the last 3 games.
Wow. Does he get rushing touchdowns?
He'll get rushing touchdowns, but he can't throw the ball.
Wow.
So, like, it's not as great as you think, but it's still pretty effective.
Yeah. Cam Newton, he did do That was part of it.
Yeah, but it's something to do with his shoulder. Do you know what the situation is?
I saw some interview yesterday on ESPN. He was like, I don't even know what it is. It was like the most confusing thing I've ever seen because he's like outlandish in his interviews, as you know. But yeah, he got 4.7 points.
So Joe Mixon has been my most consistent player all year. Besides having he was out for like week 4 through week 6, which really screwed me over, but it wasn't his fault. A bunch of other players didn't perform. Kelsey got me 13.7. AP, he's been very inconsistent for me. He got me 1.9.
That's a bad game for him, and they won.
Right. No, they lost that week, so it was versus the Giants.
Oh, it was the first week, okay.
Yeah, this is week 14. And then DeAndre Hopkins didn't want to do what he did the next week, and then but his team went off. He hit, Amari Cooper got him 39.7. T.Y. Hilton got him 19.9. Zeke got him 19.2. So, I mean, like, I thought it was over. And then the next week, Hopkins got me 29. Josh Allen got me 19.8. Joe Mixon got me 25. And, my defense got me 22. And my kicker got me 12. But everyone else was pretty... The only disappointment on week 15 was Lamar Miller, but I think he got injured during the game, so he didn't... He might have came back, but he only got 0.8 points. But Matt Ryan did well. Zeke only got 10. Doug Martin only got 3. Gronk only got him 2.1.
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
He hasn't done much all season. I think the first few weeks he had like a touchdown, or maybe not even the first few weeks, but the first game. And I was like, oh, this is going to be the same old stuff, blah, 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 because he's always dominated and he's always been good enough. But this...
He's not doing good all year. I didn't even know that.
I don't know if he's had back problems, correct? I know he's had like ACLs and stuff, but I think he has like a nagging like back issue.
Yeah, I know the back is his big, but it's the thing that's been repeated. So I know he had that like elbow thing and all that other stuff, but yeah, his back's been like a bunch of stuff, I think. Like I know he's had surgery on his back, I think.
So I mean, you know more than me, but honestly, so like your knees or your elbow with your back, it's like you don't. It's a lot harder to keep strong, maybe, than your elbow or knee or something. Does that make sense? You know what I'm trying to say?
You can like strengthen your core, whereas you can't really strengthen like the ligaments that much.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, whatever's going with his back is obviously something that whatever he's doing isn't making it better.
I guess that's just. Is it easier to re-injure? Well, I think it is, but I'll ask you: is it easier to re-injure your back rather than maybe an ACL again, or something in your elbow?
Yeah, maybe. I maybe, because it depends. If it's like a soft tissue, like a muscle injury, which I'm assuming it is, then yeah, I'd say it's probably easier. But that's not like a definite. But I mean, it's easy to like pull your back or do something little to your back that isn't like you're requiring surgery. Like tearing your ACL.
Right.
Maybe it might be easier to just do something to your back again, like tweak it again or something, but I don't know.
Do you still have Kirk Cousins?
Yes, I do. I should have played him for once, but I played him a couple times instead of Cam, and he was terrible. But every 4 weeks, I think he has a good game. But other than that, he's been pretty bad.
I remember the week he played you, the week you played me. I mean, you probably played multiple times, but the 1 week, it was a Thursday night game. It was the Rams versus Minnesota Vikings, obviously, and he went off. But even though your defense gave up a lot, they still got you like plus points because they actually got you -4, but it didn't matter because he got you like 40 or something. It was ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah, that's probably the only time that they got me negative points too. I mean, they've got like 2 points a couple times, but they're usually like double digits.
Mm-hmm.
No matter who they play, because they'll get turnovers and stuff, sacks. But yeah, they've been a good defense to have.
I got you. I think the game has started tonight. We don't have to really talk about it based off you don't know the other people's picks prior to them happening.
See their picks now, right?
You can see it once the game started, and the one game was supposed to start at 8.
I think it's Ohio, and San Diego State University. And Ohio's up 3-0.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a barn burner.
Mm-hmm. Do you have 6 wins or 5 wins? Or neither?
I think I have...
In ours, at least.
I have 6. Maybe not. I can't see my 2 weeks like you can. I can see the scores I got each week on my phone, but I can't see like what all my guys or points I got in the first week.
No, I skipped back to the Capital One Bowl Mania thing. I apologize.
I did terrible, man. I got the lead.
You have 4. You, Travis, you and Travis are tied for 5th, even though there's more than 5. Alex and DJ, I'm assuming. Well, I know Alex and DJ have 5, and then me and Chase have 6.
Nice.
But I think I'm assuming I picked San Diego State. We'll see here. Yeah, I picked San Diego State, and they're down 3, like you said 2 seconds ago. I can look at let me see. So let me go. So you picked Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I talked to Giles about this a little bit. He's not the one with us, but how do you pick teams? Like, go about picking teams for that?
I look at especially like these non-Power 5 schools. I look at like what they did in the year, like did they win their conference tournament championship, or like did they do anything like that? Also, I'm big on, did they win their 6th game the last week of the season? To get bowl eligible.
Right. Yeah.
So if a team becomes bowl eligible the last week of the season, they're 41-20 out of 60 or whatever 61 record. So they win 68% of the time.
Wow, that's crazy. I never knew that. That's awesome. I'll have to do that next year.
So it's kind of like a motivation thing.
That's pretty cool. A lot of times,
and stuff. That's the only other thing.
I wish I had a better answer for this, but a lot of times I was telling Giles, like, I don't usually look at the percentage thing unless I have no idea or don't have a good gut feeling. But if I saw that team play any time throughout the season or saw any highlight that was most likely positive, or if it's negative, then I know not to pick them or something. Or a lot of times there's certain teams that, aren't Power Fives that win the bowl games a lot, so I try to pick teams that way and stuff. But
it's like a motivation thing. That's what everyone says the most common is like motivation. Like, is the team down on being there, or are they like, oh, this is awesome? That's like UAB, like, they just got football back like 2 years ago.
Right, yeah. I remember it was...
Like, I have to pick them.
Do you remember... Oh, shoot. Do you remember like 2 years prior to that when they got rid of the football team and that guy's like, what am I supposed to do with my daughter or whatever? I didn't really understand that, but I understand the point. Because like that was his way to get like free education.
I didn't see the daughter part, but...
He was screaming at the they like had the football team in like the locker room and he was like screaming at the athletic director. It was something to do with his family, and I'm pretty sure it was based off that if he didn't have a football scholarship, he couldn't.
Oh, the player was saying that.
Yeah. But then I feel like I'm sure it was over 2 years, but I feel like they reinstated him within like 6 months, the program. Do you remember it? How long it took to reinstate the football program?
It did keep up being. I don't know if they lost. It wasn't that long, but did they still lose the season or no?
I thought it was at the end of the season, to be dead honest with you. I don't know if it was the beginning. I don't know that story very well. But do you like, how do you like our chances versus Syracuse?
I think it's kind of like that motivation thing. As far as I know, the only people not playing are Greer and Yodney, right? That's it.
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Okay, in that case, I think we're still a better team than they are. But I think they made a bowl game last year, but they hadn't made one for several years before that, maybe since the pinstripe against us. So I think they're kind of like excited. That coach seems like he's exciting, kind of like Dino Babers. So
they've beat a few good teams over the past few years.
Yeah.
Did they beat Syracuse twice? No, Syracuse beat them pretty handily. They did before that, though, right? Or am I wrong?
Who was it?
Did Syracuse beat Clemson twice in the past 3 years?
I think they beat them once and Pitt beat them once. Like, as far as their bad losses.
Okay.
This year, I think they lost by 3 to Clemson at Clemson. It's probably their closest game of the year.
Because I thought maybe it was last year when Kelly Bryant was, I thought Deshaun, maybe it was last year because I knew, so last year Clemson, I think, lost to Syracuse. Yeah, I'm saying that right.
It might have been last year, yeah.
But I thought they did the year before because I thought, but maybe it was just, I don't know. It's not a really big deal.
I think it was 2 years in a row, like 1 to Pitt, 1 to Syracuse. Like unexpected games to lose for Syracuse, for Clemson.
I got you.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Sounds good.
Bye.